Other options, Sky Temple. I feel like you can't do the macro as well as you did before, but they choose to. And now the strategy that Mighty has been running with the entire evening is now weaker. So very smart choice here, I think, by Tempest.
By the way, nice hair, Wolf.
Thanks, man.
And I have been loving your playoff special hairstyles.
Would you rate me? Could you rate my hair 1 out of 10?
Yeah,
please?
6.5
Okay.
out of 6.5.
Thanks.
Well, we're going to.
We know that's how IGN's max scale is, right? We never
Yes.
rated heroes any lower. So, Tomb of the Spider Queen now. Let's see how this pans out, man. We could see a totally different draft from Mighty. Joker, incredible on the ETC, something that might be highly prioritized over, instead of the Genji, the Brightwing we've seen from Mighty so far in this draft, in this series.
The series is so intense, and what they have brought up to the table from the draft has been interesting, and especially Game 3. Now, they will stick to the same bans. Will Mighty just continue to just take Genji from the very first pick? I think it will be instant.
I don't know. I feel like they could take ETC
Uh-oh.
instead.
Still Genji.
Well, I want to keep it consistent here. 3 for 3 in first picks. We'll take the Genji. Sony ETC has been picked against this, both times for Tempest, and given the history of ETC's success rate on this map, I would say that it's a high chance they do exactly that. Sonya good for wave clear. TAS instead, though. Even better at wave clear. ETC not so much. This does leave Uther, and this does leave ETC.
Who's playing Tassadar though? Is it because Lockdowns, who used to be on Tassadar, is on Sonya? Maybe it's just H82's just flexing in now?
Yeah, this is what you have to do with the Tassadar flex.
Or Honkano
when you
flexing
don't,
in, I guess?
When you don't have a strong solo lane, I think it makes a lot of sense to flex your melee DPS into Tassadar. We saw Rich do it many, many times, especially with the Tracer comp.
Still Brightwing. Seems like they want to keep the poly, and because they have been somewhat successful in the series, getting some picks and grabbing Johanna for the wave clear. Because Tempest did not, even when they did not take the ETC, they want to bring some wave clear because Genji and Brightwing also does not have the best wave clear, as everyone knows.
It's okay. So the problem is that she can't really soak top and threaten top as much as she would like to.
Aha, banning a Tracer.
Brightwing can push and split soak, but just not as well as she can on larger maps, certainly. Tracer removed, obviously a strong choice given the situation here. Vala can still be, auto attack Vala is still very strong in this situation. With the Uther that was not banned, so that could be the pairing there. Very strong for Sonya, very strong for Vala. Uther Stitches. Okay, so this is going to be more of a CC-based comp. Very Blossom-esque, actually.
Does that mean we'll see an auto attack? Some ranged assassin coming out from Tempest? I have a feeling they will also...
It could be
a mage instead.
It could be Kel'Thas. Be very appropriate for the stuns they have, good for poking. As long as they feel confident they can deal with the Genji with the Kel'Thas. Could definitely be even a convection Kel'Thas coming out. I would not be shocked. It's probably not going to be, but with the Tassadar, obviously, it's very likely to just be
auto attack
hero like Avala, but I would love to see the Kel'Thas here.
Maybe just the Cassia again. But that requires some major mix-up in their roles.
Yeah, Cassia against, Genji, not always the greatest. Tyrael and Kharazim, so just going to be straight solo DPS Genji with triple DPS.
They're going to stick with what they have been doing well.
No dedicated solo laner in this draft as well. Tyrael used to be, but on this map, I guess they're just going to roam.
Oftentimes, Brightwing just dealt with it if desperate times comes. Even Kharazim had to go to solo lane. Johanna does have the wave clear, so I think it's an alright one, but all-in Genji compared to when there is lots of shield, stitches, of course not as many, not picked so many times in this meta right now, but when you have to pair up somewhat with the hammer, some CC, I think it's alright when you have the burst damage coming out from Spear. What is this last pick going to be when the Tracer is banned out? A ranged assassin with some utility?
I mean,
Lunara for the chase?
Lunara is good, Hammer is good, but it's going to go back to the Cassia. Cassia just kind of dominating the day today. The Valkyrie usage last game won the early game for Tempest straight up. The late game was not as clean cut. Blind's not going to be very strong against anyone but the Karazim here on this comp, but I think they're going to probably do the same build, possibly with the Valkyrie. Not really any good targets this time with Valkyrie. Maybe the Tyrael we saw grabbed a few times. Will Mighty be able to make this Brightwing comp work? It works for them so many times throughout the series, but on Brightwing's worst map, on her smallest map, will they be able to make her work as a solo laner? We're going to find out. If they do, we're going to Game 5. Otherwise, Tempest is going to BlizzCon. Let's jump into game number 4, boys and girls, for Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tempest hide on Uther, Honkono on Tastar, lockdown on Cassia, sign on Stitches and H82 on Sonya.
And in red, Mighty. Joker on Johanna, BDG on Genji, good on Tyrael, not Sangs. Brightwing once more, and Magi on Karazim.
Okay. That's not the Eldruins he wanted. Want to put that in the smoke. Slam build coming out from Stitches. So far, same build coming out from Cassia. We'll see if that changes. This is pretty common level 1 no matter what you do. So this is just going to be an early skirmish here. Good condemn. Ends up being a pretty even trade. Good though. Wants to look at for more. Onto lockdown here.
Big blind came out from Johanna. Got all the auto attack damage out of the way.
Well, that was pretty good trade for Mighty. Tempest having hopes that their Stitches comp would maybe get a pick, so committed to the fight. So as you guys can see here, the solo lane is kind of going to end up being Sonya versus Tyrael for now. But running the 3-1-1 on this map with basically less than 0 distance between lanes is pretty tough. Like, I don't think that... Yeah, we're going out of bounds with this one.
Less than 0 distance.
But, like, I think that this is really going to be very difficult for Mighty to pull off. So I think that, if anything, we will see Brightwing in the solo lane and a 4-man rotation. It's going to be tough. Another, well, nearly 4-man condemn, 3-man condemn. Lockdown's the target.
King from the side comes in, but lockdown with the shield does not take much damage along with her trait built onto her.
So good trade here. And remember, Uther does a lot of single target heals, but multi-targets depends on his radius, his radiance radius or angle he gets there. So take a lot longer for them to heal up, whereas Mighty has 2 AoE heals that are very solid. Also, the blinds, as you were saying earlier, taking all the damage away with every rotation. It's really cool. That's why they're winning these traits. Condemn obviously being very helpful as well.
Let's see how well Sign can actually pull those targets. Because oftentimes they have the escape perfect targets. Will be... I guess the perfect one is Brightwing alone. Karazim can dash out, Tyrael has Q, Genji has E, Johanna has her Iron Skin, so...
Yeah.
I think Tempest... Sign needs to have a perfect pull, which is hard. And
there it is.
Iron Skin comes, but body block is there.
Blind
but the
too.
damage comes in. The health. Karazim comes for the protection.
And again, this looks like a slightly positive trade for Mighty.
And what
We'll lose the lane though.
What Tempest is trying to do with the pull, they only have very few CC, but the burst damage when Sonya has a poison spear, when Cassia can do so much damage when she goes in at the same time. They have the burst, so they're trying to melt down the target. But right now, without so many talents, it's not possible, as we just saw.
In this early game, it's tough. These guys are just trying to get positive trades on each other to get a turn in. Okay, this is going to possibly be the kill here. BDG over the wall, needs the kill for a reset, and he's not going to get it.
Not get it.
Uh-oh, that's not what you want. So first blood goes to Tempest. This should be them
Debated
getting the first
right
turn
there
in.
By Tassadar.
Indeed. First turn in should go to Tempest now. That's a huge pick. given the scale of this game currently.
Oh. There has to be a moment with the Genji if Genji comes out that many times in the series. It just has to be there, and BDG once a day. Once a day. But no more than once a day though.
So continue to interrupt, trying to stop this turn in. They got the respawn for Genji. So definitely a possibility that they just survive this. And get their own turn in. Survive the first turn in and avoid it, prevent it, I should say.
The poking will be somewhat difficult to deal with from Mighty's side because Tempest has some wave clear. They have lots of range pokes coming up from Tassadar, Cassia especially, with such a low cooldown on her Q. So they're getting some gems turned in, but Mighty having no chance of getting their own gems. As Tyrael tries to sneak to the bottom.
Shield glare again, blocks sign. Tyrael just trying to collect and get that experience. They're a little bit behind the experience from that pick and a really good wave clear. So far Mighty's been doing a great job. They're actually going to get this 15 in. It's a start. Dash to relieve the turn-in pressure here. Algerins will be the way here. Oh, dash first. It still survives. Joker with some good blinds. They're trying to sneak these turn-ins over here at the bottom. The one away. Crazy here if Mighty actually steals it away now, considering how close this is.
Well, they do have enough. Indeed.
Oh my god, they could actually get this first turn-in still. Mighty could. Should be incredible.
Sonya's taking care of the bottom wave. We'll be pushing, so Brightwing had to go down for that wave. And meanwhile, Tempest is controlling the middle at the moment. Kerosene just trying to delay. Line drops down onto Johanna, does nothing. Let's see how many Tassadar has, and Kerosene will actually go check the top. Good is GG.
Okay, this is a good opportunity here for Tempest. I don't know if anyone can stop them this time. No one's nearby. Arcane Flare too late. Too late. That's going to be the turn-in. Tempest is going to take a nice lead with this. For the first time, they can really push hard in the lanes, and they've got great wave clear. They've got great poke with the Psy Storm, and they can always threaten hooks. This should get them level 10 first. Fantastic position now for Tempest.
Oh, they wanted to punish Tassadar or anyone that was overextending before these Web Weavers. Thought it was a nice timing, but could not really do anything. No shift available, I believe. But Ancona will just exit. Nine is coming to punish. Does have the hook.
So much damage coming in on the BDG.
If he gets the hook onto Nasang though.
Blocked by Joker. Still, they got such an incredible trade there. The Web Weaver did a lot of damage to BDG. Actually got caught in its little wave that comes out, so. Thunderstroke does complete. Same build here.
10.
Coming out for lockdown.
Is it going to be Valkyrie once more? It is the same build.
Yeah.
Forge used right as soon as he locked in.
Okay, he locks in because he wants the extra damage to get the kill. Doesn't even use it.
Delayed it. And it is Lightning Ball this time.
Yeah, so I think he locked it in there because he was just trying to get that extra damage. They're going to look to boss here, which will actually get them another fort. Mighty does not have 10. They can't contest this. Divine Shield, Archon, these are tools that Mighty can't fight against. So this is actually pretty safe considering Genji just respawned. And Tempest is snowballing this game like crazy. They have enough for another turn-in. And in fact, if Mighty does not run in and turn in right now, look, Stitches and Tassar both can deny turn-ins. They will almost certainly get a double turn-in here. Starting with Honkono's one. Okay,
yes, one is a
there
start.
you're looking for the pick here onto Sign. Good body blocking. He might go down.
Getting the shield.
Divine Shield!
Just in time, but will he survive? Does get the armor with the Lightning Ball is coming down, but so much more damage for Mighty. All the walls doing so much damage. Emerald win for defensive use, but Genji is here with the Dragon Blade, taking multiple targets. H82 maybe the next one. Debated once more with the shield.
BDG got debated twice, man. And through all this, Mighty will get the first turn of the game. No one's dealt with this boss. They're only going up there now. Their main DPS dead because of that attempt to get a triple kill. He was greedy, got punished. So this boss will delete the rest of the keep wall. In fact, will eliminate the last of the ammunition here and will also stop this top Web Weaver from realistically accomplishing anything. But that was a really good pick onto Sign. Body blocking him there, getting that early aggression in. Forcing the Divine Shield not to be used on Cassia. Well played by Mighty. But they will never get as much done with this Web Weaver as Tempest did with the last. And because the boss came out and they dealt with it so late, Tempest is still in fantastic position after that exchange, especially with the kill on the Genji.
That was just sad to see Stitches just trapped there. He just wanted to play as 7-sided drops onto Honkono. He's trying to survive.
Okay, this is a risky position here for Tempest. Again, Sank is used. The cleanse coming through on H82 will get taken out. Looks like Brightwing will be traded for this one off screen. Hyde trying to aggressively position. They zone out a lot of these gems. He's holding on to 47 himself. So ends up being a trade here. Still, trade's good for Tempest. Have all their forts up. They have a talent tier lead. Same respawn timers. This is a great position now if you're a Tempest fan.
As they're just taking this game out, they still have a fort down there. They can take this much time to put in another set of Web Weavers. They have enough. And Mighty, because they lost a couple of their members that were holding in lots of gems, they only have 56.
Holy Shock with the delay here. Joker's holding on to 36 of the 56 you mentioned. Just going to go and use this, get them for wave clear. Brightwing soaking bot. They're trying to use this pseudo global on this tiny map to actually gain that experience deficit.
But Nasang is not an aggressive Brightwing. As you saw, he was being super defensive all the time. If you cannot be aggressive, have a perfect understanding of Tempest's rotation, and make perfect timing for the Z, then you cannot really push in, because just as you saw, Sonya came down so quickly, she couldn't really push in anywhere.
Yeah, Soy's gonna wag his finger at this Brightwing play.
Yes, he will, as Soy love to punish with the ganks, with the phase shift. And Tempest trying to push in right before Mighty hits 13.
All right, Web Weavers here look to hit top keep wall, bot or mid keep wall, and bot fort will be the first target. The Web Weaver in the top will naturally push, so you don't really need to escort it, because no one is defending it. Then it will have about half health when it threatens the keep wall. This will give Tempest a full, potentially 2-level lead in that faster 16. Oh, Joker misses the condemn here. That was an opportunity wasted now. Blessed Shield as well, just did not do anything. This is a horrible place for Mighty to be. They do not want to commit to this fight. Certainly not. H82 getting so much lifesteal here. Condemn not doing much at all for Joker. Look at the exchange. Look at the damage from Lockdown.
That was
hook. Could be a hook. Could be a hook.
From Tempest. They did not have a lightning bolt. They did not have Gorge, but they seemed like they were pressuring in and pretending like they have everything. Mighty really fell into that, and they had to back out right after. Now they will get this keep, because that top Web Weaver had to be dealt with. Even a kill, not onto a Johanna yet.
Yeah. Top keep actually might go down, just barely survives. That was the top natural push I was talking about.
Right,
okay.
16, here's the dive.
Okay, he's getting commit to the Emerald Wind. Sank is really well placed. They're trying to punch another one of these Tempest overextensions. Good. And H82 here and locked in battle. Uther will be the first to die, but that's going to give them a lot of extra healing here. BDG looks for the kill on H82. He finally gets it. Sign gets them out, but Honkono will not be so lucky. They actually look for the dismount here.
And Sign will be hoping that maybe if he had Bio, he could have saved a lot of his team members' boards. Really did not do too much, as Lockdown was just lost on the other side. He's trying to do as much, I guess, macro play as possible.
Well, we'll delay a little bit of time for his teammates to respawn, but Web Weavers come through. The keep survives. That's the most important thing for Mighty here, who have won consistently these team fights when Tempest overextends. Their punish play has been their greatest strength. It was their greatest strength against Blossom yesterday, and it has been their greatest strength in defensive team fights today, is punishing that overextension when Tempest tries to get greedy, tries to get that keep, or the keep wall in this case. So now that they're all respawning, they should be able to deal with this Web Weaver push. Again, no forts are down, so Mighty could actually force their way to a faster level 20.
Not just how they teamfighted that one. Mighty choosing to actually teamfight right before Tempest hit 16, because they could have got a farther lead and took advantage of that in macro-wise. And because of that teamfight, they risked it and they got it. They got the payment. Now they're even in talent, even in levels now. Even pushing in with the Web Weaver. They will actually lead after this.
Yeah. So this is an experience, you know, bank just waiting for them. The forts, right? We talk about catch-up experience. This is not even catch-up experience. It's just experience sitting in the bank on these forts that they just never unlocked until now. And so that can help push them over the edge. Because of all the kills they've gotten and the extra experience soaked from Brightwing, they've just gained larger experience in terms of kills and minions. And so the structural experience that's still waiting for them could push them to 20 faster. We're still a ways away from that. They have exactly enough for another turn in, so that could be the back-to-back turn that gets those forts down, that gets them to 20. They know they don't need to force the turn in now, though, because Tempest can't turn in. So they're going to take camps to try to use the camps to control the lanes to get the turn in. Brightwing still soaking, still gaining extra experience here as they knew Tempest were doing the night camp. So very good position for Mighty now. As long as that keep survives, they are in fantastic position for the late game.
And the theme of Tempest having stitches, it has not been working out. Well, they got the kill onto Genji. After that, even during teamfight, the Gorge was not really a useful tool. Let's see how they try to turn this game around with that Stitches pick. Gorge, it's very hard to land on. Often Joker was the only one in the front line. Just like yesterday when Blossom was trying to punish anyone with Garrosh pick. Here we go, I'm focusing on to H82.
Looks like the Holy Ground just barely missed. So when he has to use Whirlwind, we'll cancel it. Trying to get this turn in. Channeling. Storm will block them here. Second Storm used. Gorge committed to here. All right, let's see how they try to turn this fight. Good has Sank he can use, but not if he's stunned to death before. He's interrupted here. Will he kill H82 with this solo? He is so low. Gets the heals there. Could even get the mount. And now they are going to chase so close. Both that Sank and the one extra auto from anybody would have been enough to maybe turn this fight around. But still, Tempest does not have enough for a turn-in. However, they have enough heroes to boss. They could head to the boss,
yes,
get that keep down.
But they used everything, though. That's what's there, delaying them a little bit. Seems like Mighty actually wants to come in and contest for this. Even they,
Sank will be up if they can buy enough time for the respawn.
They'll just try to trade it with the Web Weaver summon.
Ooh, and they baited Tempest to let the boss go. They get the turn in. They're going to get the turn in, and no keep is going to die. And Tyrael's back. Perfect play here from Mighty. Tempest just playing a little bit too safe in this case.
What?
So they get the turn in. Joker is caught alone. Will Iron Skin his way out? They're coming in. Teleport through. Tyrael's coming. No Divine Shield in this fight. Dragon Blade comes out from BDG already. That is a dead hide. This is going to be such a fantastic position now for Mighty to come back into this game. So baited there with the Johanna positioning. They wanted to commit. The Iron Skin saves everyone, condemns everybody. No Divine Shield means Dragon Blade is going to do incredible amounts of damage.
They knew that was the problem. They knew they did not have any offensive defensive tool onto themselves. No Twilight Dream, no Archon, no shield, no ball. So they wanted to go for the boss, but they were thinking on second thought, do we have enough tools to actually defend when 4 of them dives in? And no, they made a decision after. Then they had wasted so much time, indecisive movement. They could have got the keep and be close to 20 already if they took the boss.
And we talked about how Mighty had those experience banks waiting for them in the forts that were still alive. Look at their experience now. They were a little bit ahead before, now massively ahead, looking for that 20. H82, body blocked out here, the poly comes through! He's very low, Divine Shield has to be used very early on in this fight. Not available now. Sank could be a tool to allow the retreat here. Will Good use it? Bounce is coming through, they get out here. And no keeps dead still. Crazy close game we are watching right now. Tempest will now have enough time to buy for 20. They're still so far away from the gems they need for a turn-in, though. In fact, it's Mighty who's closer. All things considered, that's insane. They had double back-to-back turn-ins and still have more gems.
Let's see how Mighty wants to play this macro game. They got the bottom game. Maybe they will try to bait as they are going up, trying to pretend like they're doing boss. Tempest is being super safe about their approach now.
Storm to try to attempt to deny this, but it wasn't where they were at. They don't have 20. Their heroics, the Divine Shield they used, the ball, Gorge, they're just all coming online now. Mighty, I think, is going to get this. And Tempest doesn't have enough for a turn, and what do they do here? Right-wing split pushing at the same time. This is a 5v4.
They're waiting for 20. It's close.
It's too late.
It's too late now. It could have been close. They could have hit 20 at the exact timing when they went in, but it was a big risk. It was a big risk. They can wait a little bit more still. If Mighty had a Wave Weaver along with the boss, that would have been a close one. So Tempest, then they had to go in no matter what, but
well,
this boss can be dealt with.
It is going to be the boss and the Wave Weavers, though. They dealt with nothing. They did nothing. They didn't commit. They didn't have Divine Shield. They knew Sank was up. They knew Brightwing had Emerald Wind, so it was going to be tough to contest the boss. So was it the right move? I suppose it was a safer one, but they are going to pay dearly for their safety again. This is the second time this game where they were indecisive and at the end of the day conservative in their play. Because now that top keep that was so low they didn't commit to earlier is now living still 10 minutes later. Keep walls down, Web Weavers are pushing. Tempest will have 20, they have all their heroics back online. But Mighty's in a fantastic position, they got everything they wanted.
But now we have the best hero in the game at 20, Hungry Stitches. That is the tool, and Sign may have to make some crazy super play out and eat every single one, as he will just teleport around and eat all those heroes.
Okay. Brightwing's still split pushing. They're not actually committing very heavily to this. They don't have a lot of poke. Remember, only really Brightwing is their poke with the Arcane. They have good wave clear, but not a lot of siege for the, I should say siege more than poke, right? They don't have a lot of ways to hit these keeps.
Because the boss and the Web Weavers were awfully timed off, not together in the top lane, they could not really get any keep. So I guess overall Tempest making the safe move to keep all their keeps and try to slowly build off the pressure that was onto them. But against the global, Brightwing has been somewhat pressuring all the time throughout this game. We did not really highlight too much because Brightwing is so passive, but it's been working so favorably for Mighty. Oh, let's see.
Ooh. This is...
882, no face checking Sonya. Please.
I don't like this for Mighty. I don't like it at all. Ping's coming down. Looks like people are agreeing with me on Mighty's squad. Get out of there. Do not threaten this. You've got hooks over the wall. You hook over the wall, you lose the game.
Yeah, just go for the bottom camp as they are still having the pressure onto all lanes.
It's a long time before Tempest will ever have another turn in. Or sorry, Mighty, I should say. And Mighty will need to use this time to play insanely passively, insanely safely. Trying to poke around the blue side camps that are already taken when they could get pulled over the wall. No way is that the right move. You have to just play safe. You have to do what Tempest has been doing all game, while also denying turn-ins. A Wave Weaver to the top lane would get the keep guaranteed, but look at the wave up there. It's insanely thick for Tempest. So controlling the caps will buy time further, but no face checking and no invades. No reason to do that. They don't have the type of initiation that can get a pick. Boss is not up for a long time play, 2.5 minutes at least.
So there is no real reason for Tempest to actually go in unless they will get some crazy hooks, even though they have enough gems.
Yeah, remember last game it was just the same. We went to this late game where it was really passive, neither team had an advantage, no keeps were killed. So it's kind of this passive waiting game. I think honestly, like the higher level heroes the Storm goes and this better and better teams become at understanding how the maps work. We're seeing a lot more games like this. This happens a lot in China, like I was saying, but in Asia and in Europe, it's less common. I think Europe was always the safest, most passive region, but not quite this passive. And I think that's like the smartest way to play. The Europeans figured it out first, but we're seeing this very slow, safe grind, basically, for Mighty, where they're like, okay, we're eventually going to get 70.
Well, they are close to the center now, but still easily revealed by Joker, as he has so much HP now.
Yeah, he has Regen Master, he has, you know, level 22
like,
scaling.
Is that like close to 6,000?
I think he's got more. I think he's probably like 7K at this point. Well, that was pretty optimistic.
Even Genji has like 3.4K.
Are they going to try to commit because he missed the hook? I don't think this is a good idea.
But they have 100 now. And
I think both teams should actually just play passively until we get to like level 30, unless someone makes a mistake. There's no reason to attack now on either side. Like, give me one reason. No, there isn't one. Boss is always going to be advantage Mighty, though. Remember, they have Emerald Wind and Sank.
They have positioned themselves already, so Tempest wants to actually trade it for a turn-in.
Yeah, I say give me one reason. This is the one reason right here, but they are going to trade it for a turn-in, as you say. Look at the waves, though. Only mid lane is pushed very far.
Tempest is trying to race starting from here because this boss will take a long time.
Yeah, with only
They're
3.
pressuring into this keep, though.
Okay, they're going to have to hearth home immediately.
Right,
they need to come home immediately. Like right now. They need to be hearthing home right now. They're walking.
The damage is insane what Sonya and Cassia can do alone.
Joker comes back. They're going to lose the keep, though. Boss will very likely kill top keep at this stage. Okay, look at this angle. There's the first Gorge here. Stun coming through. There's the Holy Ground. Huge condemned. Sank is perfect with the Dragon Blade sign. Is the first to die here. This is Dragon Blade forever, by the way. BDG is just going to keep using it here to maximize the damage. He's at full health right now. Dimensional Shift will save Honkono for now, but this is yet again another example of Tempest overextending greedily here. Twilight Archon maintained currently. Honkono's doing so much damage, in fact, but it won't matter. He's being ignored. They are outnumbered now. The boss is pushing for core. Hyde is going to be the last one to die here. Heading for core. Won't matter. Web Weaver should be cleared easily. The boss goes to core. And Mighty will bring us to a Game 5.
What a series we have in our hand. That intense moment at the end. Tempest, I don't think they were being too greedy. Mighty took that advantage of having the macro fight. They came back at the right time. They lost the keep, but once they had Genji in a safe position, they knew that they were going to win this team fight with this infinite Dragon Blade, and Sanctification coming from Joker, not from Joker, was just beautiful coming out of the last team fight.
Well, guys, we'll go into that 5th game. Mighty has never been so close to an international event. They have never come this far. One game away. This has been a back and forth series. They lost the first map, won the second, lost the third, won the fourth. And now as we head into the last map, it will be their map choice. And maps, controlling the map, controlling the late game has been how they have taken this tied series to a 5th game. Honkono very unhappy, Hyde very unhappy. And I think this has to be a Cursed Hollow pick, has to be. And I can't imagine Tempest beating Mighty on Cursed Hollow with how they played today.
With this series, I actually want to see Warhead. I think
that's also a good
does
choice.
So much better on Warhead compared to Cursed Hollow, actually.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? It's a channeled map as well.
They
might have specifically prepared this map knowing that Brax would be banned first. Sure,
knowing
it's a risk.
that this is going to be a 5-game series.
But they took BOE away, hoping that one of those maps would be available, as well as denying the worst map for their strategy at the same time. So Warhead could be on the cards. I'd rather see Cursed because I feel like it's a more neutral map for both teams and will be a map that's more practiced for Mighty. But, wow, I did not expect we were going into this series like this, man. I did not know what to expect. And Mighty, man.
Well, it's the last one, and let's make it the best one for sure. Tempest, we saw lots of indecisive moments. A lot in that game number 4.
They overextended like 3 major times there. And every time they did, they were killed because Sank is so strong when you get overextended like that. You try to fight on your way out, but the Sank is in your zone that you have to walk through, so you can't really fight on your way back. You're taking damage because you're caught on the other side of the map. The Condemns were really good there out of Joker. The Sank's good, as you say. And Joker's Johanna tonight has been fantastic. Both games he's played, he's won with it. So he's 2 for 2 for the hero with Brightwing. I mean,